live.
Well, welcome everybody to Ashland, Nebraska and the Birdcage, where tonight your 18-1 and third-ranked Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays, they're hosting Logan View, who comes in there with head coach Jake Sheaf, as they are looking to stop a 3-game losing skid against the Big Blue. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Washburn, and boy am I joined by a crew tonight. To my left, the man who helped Beatrice to a state title basketball game, and he earned the honors of All-American tight end at Hastings, Mr. Jordan Wallman. And to my right, he's known as our superintendent of schools, but boy, he's also known in other parts as well. Lewiston, Nebraska, he was a champion down there. And of course, he's all about shoot or shoot, Mr. Jason Leibel. So Jason, great having you. Jordan, good to see you guys. And we got a fun one tonight, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Working with the Dream Team tonight, boys. I'm excited about this one. Hey, we got a nice crowd rolling in. The band's playing. This is what high school sports is all about right here, and it's going to be a good matchup tonight. I know Logan View might be a little bit short-handed. I think one of their better players, is it Fitzke, is out tonight. But, hey, Logan View's a well-coached team. Jake Sheaf comes from some really good lineage there with Kevin Sheaf, his dad, who's a head coach at Wahoo. He's going to have his boys ready to play and ready to go.
Well, there's no doubt about that. It's such a great point, Jason, as you mentioned it. As Kevin Sheaf, by the way, is here tonight.
Yes, he is.
He and his wife, Sandy, so they're here to watch this. And I know the coach Sheaf, Jake Sheaf, he's excited about this opportunity. I had a chance to chat with him earlier tonight. But for the Big Blue, they come in here and they want to keep the momentum going. Jason, you mentioned it when we were chatting off air. This is an important time of year. You don't want to be taking any steps back. It's important to be sharp because districts are right around the corner.
You bet. And we have a loaded district, a really good district up there. So you want to definitely be playing your best basketball. You want to be able to build off your performances. And I think tonight's one of those nights, we get off to a good start. Get maybe Logan View down early, have an opportunity to work on a few things. But again, we're going to get their best shot. And I think we move into Nebraska City Thursday night, travel down there. They're always scrappy, going to play hard, and especially in their venue. And then really looking forward to Saturday afternoon, I think a top 5 matchup against Pierce. I think that'll be a really good test to see where we're at this point in time in the season.
Without a doubt, that is going to be a fun one on Saturday as well. And, of course, a couple of contests upcoming before that big mix-up up in northeast Nebraska. Well, let's bring in Jordan Wallman here. And, Jordan, you've been calling this Blue Jay squad with me the last couple of games. DC West was a real tester last Friday night for the regular season conference crown. The Blue Jays get the victory, but it was not easy. What they learned from that game on Friday?
Yeah, I know. I think what DC West did is a very smart way to play Ashland, kind of maybe taking away those dribble drives from Brooks and so on and so forth. But I'll be really interested to see what Ashland brings to the table for the next couple of games, because they've shown that commitment to getting on the inside, and it didn't really pan out for him the other day. Is Leibel's headphones still cutting out?
We're a little bit, but keep rolling with the Jordan.
Okay, well. I have a part that I could go grab if we want to go grab that real quick.
Let's roll with it.
It's okay to talk about these things on air. We got to get it right in the long term. So,
folks, you were seeing a production meeting right in real time.
Yeah.
So.
Jordan, I'm old. I have a hard time keeping up anyway. It might be good to get the aux cord up here. Whatever an aux cord is.
Let's do it. I'll be back.
Good.
Perfect.
Okay.
All
take
right.
me 2 minutes.
Jordan's going to run there. We got a little short in one of our cords, so he's going to run down and get the old aux cord. Is that what it was called?
I think that's what he called it. Yep.
So we'll be working on that, folks, so that Jason can hear. Because I'll tell you what, you mentioned it, Jason. This is a good crowd. And the reason they're showing up tonight is this Blue Jay squad's exciting. You heard Jordan talking about it. That game Friday night, though, it came with a tremendous amount of effort. What is that like for the Blue Jays to get that regular season crown, and how are they feeling?
That's huge. We talked about getting that conference tournament crown kind of on our way out of the conference, and we got that checked off the list. And then to get that regular season crown your last year in the conference, you're going to get team's best shot. We knew we were going to get DC West best shot. So, again, to me, it's all about momentum, and that was a great opportunity to grab some momentum against a good team. And we had some adversity there. It was really tight. Maybe we're down at halftime or tight.
Right.
And so this team needs to see some of that adversity, and I think they responded really well in the second half. And again, anytime you can grab a conference tournament championship along with the regular season, that's huge.
Let's talk about these 5 seniors. It is senior night tonight. It is not the last home game. I believe it's Bishop Newman, but they're doing senior night tonight to honor 5 really special kids: Jackson Ham, Cougar Conzum, Cade Bridges, of course, Luke Clark, and Brooks Kissinger. And you get a chance to see these guys not just on the basketball court on Friday or Saturday night, but you get a chance to see them. So tell us a little bit about these 5.
I'll tell you what, just fantastic kids, great young men, high character individuals, hard workers, truly student athletes. You know, academics comes first. And again, just a bunch of gym rats. We talked about that often. Guys that really dedicate a lot of time to their craft and wanting to get better. You know, and a group of guys that, you know, obviously had a great season last year, got a state championship, and you can just kind of sense and feel it that that's their mission this year as well. And then we talked about how well they play together, right, and share the ball. And yeah, I can't say enough about those guys. Just a great group of young men.
Yeah, they have well represented, and I will tell you that one of the things you guys say here is raise the bar.
You bet.
They have raised the bar. I didn't quite quote that right today in my tweet. I said they set the bar, but
they raised the bar. We knew what you, Tim. We know what you meant there. You had a little bit of an elderly moment, but no, it's all good.
A lot more of those lately, I got to tell you, Jason. Well, folks, right now we've got Dustin Dieterding, who is, of course, walking us through the sportsmanship creed here at Ashland-Greenwood. And then we're going to go right into the playing of the national anthem.
As the Ashland-Greenwood Band, under the direction of Shelby Bird, plays our national anthem.
Nicely done by the Ashland-Greenwood Band, and that means it is time for the starting lineups here. We're going to start first off with Logan. And again, remember, Aaron Fitzke, their leading scorer, he is out tonight, as he's been out since early January. So let's get the starters here. It will be a freshman guard. He's going to be a good one. He's a 5'10 freshman, averaging just under 4 points a game, and that is Truman Young. He'll be joined in that backcourt with a sophomore, a 5'8 sophomore, Josh Egbers, averaging just over 6 points a game. And then, of course, the big man, Evan Hartman. He's a 6-foot senior, averaging 6.5 points a game. He's their leading rebounder. And a kid who can really shoot, Colton Creek, a 6-foot junior, averaging just under 11 points. He's the fourth starter. And rounding out these starting lineups here will be Cooper Palant. He is a 6'1" sophomore, and you can see the youth on this team without a doubt. And now for the Big Blue, it will be the 20th game in a row they've started this way. I say it every time. But Cade Bridges, who is a 6-foot senior averaging 9.5 points a game, he'll be joined by Dane Jacobson, a 6'2 junior averaging 4 boards a game. And Brooks Kissinger, boy, his line is impressive. 17 points a game, shooting 56% from the field, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, does it all. And the senior Cougar Conzum, he's 6 feet 3 inches tall, averaging just under 10. And Dawson Teese, the enforcer, the 6'2 junior, averaging 3 points a game and 4 boards a game. Chris Janda will throw this basketball up as he's one of our 3 officials tonight, and the Blue Jays are going to control it. Janda's going to be joined by Kyle DeBuse and Jason Chagnon. We are underway here in Ashland, Nebraska, as Jacobson against man-to-man kicks it to Kissinger in the corner. Blue Jays trying to get their feet underneath them here as we get this thing rolling. As Konzum working, hands the ball off to Kissinger. There's an open three for the Great Dane. Won't go, but there's the enforcer, and he puts it off the glass.
I got a nice open look there for Dane in the corner, and the enforcer doing what the enforcer does, right? He got the offensive board, went right back up with it. Continues to have a really nice season for us.
Keep an eye on that. I hear CBS has got a pilot in the works for the enforcer. Here comes the other way. Logan View, top of the key. Hartman holds the ball above his head. Blue Jays in that familiar man-to-man that have been so good, just giving up 34 points a game. They are solid defensively. Hartman gets in the paint, though. Looks to kick it out. Finds Crete working hard against Kissinger. Kissinger with a block. Janda says jump ball. And so it'll be Logan View ball underneath their own rim.
Well, once again, very fundamentally sound on the defensive side of the ball. Forced them away from the basket. Gave up a little bit of a drive, but got a nice tie up there.
Young gets the ball in here. Crete working off the elbow. Dumps it off to Hartman. Hartman will work that left side of the man-to-man. It's Logan View. They're trying to get something going. Crete can really shoot. By the way, the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
Tim, we've seen this the last 3-4 games, that little bit of a running jump there. We ran to trap. Cougar got a good trap over there. He's a long, athletic kid and made life difficult. And, again, using that sideline as an additional defender.
And, boy, this is something, Jason, you really like, right? They're executing this very well, aren't they?
Yeah, and part of that just is with the intelligence of this team, right? We're able to really extend but not give up easy baskets.
Here's Young. He's living up to his name, just a freshman, but, boy, he handles the ball extremely well. Coach Sheaf has got some really nice pieces to work with, not just this year, but in the next 3 or 4 years as well. As Young will bounce it down to Hartman. Good defense, and the student body here in Ashland-Greenwood, they're standing up and applauding. They love what they see defensively. We've played nearly 2 minutes, 2 points scored. Here's Young, the freshman won't go, and the rebound coming down to Kissinger. Long outlet, misses his man, Cougar Konzum, something those two don't miss often.
Yeah, early turnover there. Again, I know this has been a point of emphasis for Coach Mose and the Jays. It seems like the last 3-4 ball games we've had a little bit of a turnover bug, especially the first half. I like the idea. I like pushing up the pace. Just didn't execute it well.
So we're going to keep an eye on those turnovers. As Jason says, the Blue Jays averaging almost 10 a game now. At one point, just about 6 weeks ago, they were down around 8, but Young will kick it out to the corner. Here's a 3 ball by Egbers that goes off the right side of the rim. And the Blue Jays running. Jacobson finds Bridges, the sharpshooter for a 3. Bingo! Parlor's open tonight in Ashland, Nebraska.
Boy, Dane does that so well. He's always got his eyes up. He's got his head up. He's an unselfish player. Found Cade. I love Cade. Stepped right in that shot, didn't hesitate, knocked it down.
And back the other way comes Egbers. There's a nice little floater to make it 5-2. Egbers, a sophomore, and he's averaging just over 6. He'll need to have a night tonight. As the Blue Jays with that 3-point lead. There's Jacobson. Kicks out. Open 3 for T. So just a little short. And the rebound coming down to Crete.
Looked good coming off Dawson's hand. Maybe not quite the shot they were looking for in that situation. But again, he's open. I like his aggressiveness. Didn't hesitate.
Just a 20% three-point shooter,
Yep,
but
yep.
it looks good out
Looks
of his
good.
hand, doesn't it?
Looks really got a nice rotation. Looks good.
Yeah. Back the other way comes Hartman. Dumps it off to Crete. Tries to dribble between his legs, but loses it. Kissinger all over him. Brooks, senior. Now we got a whistle, and we got a 5-second violation on Crete. Nice job by Kissinger to force that turnover.
Strong ball pressure there. Again, our other guys were up in the passing lanes, denying, making life difficult, and that's kind of rarity. You don't see that play often, but defensive pressure made them turn it over.
Well, the Blue Jays will turn it over, but man, they're forcing almost 11
You bet.
steals a game, Jason.
That's a heck of a stat right there.
10.8 a game as they get it into Kissinger. Backdoor cut. Drake Zimmerman, who just checked in with the little left-handed layup to make it 7-2.
Brooksy showing off his all-around game. Had his eyes up. Nice cut there by Drake and a good finish. Again, off 2 feet with his left hand.
Look at Young. He creates the turnover, but really good job of working through a double team of a couple of upperclassmen from Ashland-Greenwood.
You bet. You can tell they got a nice young group out there, some things to build off of for Coach Sheaf, who does a really nice job with this squad.
And so the Blue Jays up by 5, 3:47 to go first quarter. Number 3 ranked. Is Zimmerman going to tack, and Young, I think, has a block. Either that or it was a foul on Egbers. We'll see here. And it was on Young. So the first foul of the game, Blue Jays will have it underneath their own bucket. They'll run that box set that Coach Mose likes to run. They get it up top to Zimmerman, and out comes Logan View. Here's a left best line drive by the Great Dane, and he misses a little short to the rim. Kissinger steals it back, and look out, he'll float through the air and get the bucket.
Yeah, I thought maybe Dane got hit on that a little bit. The official didn't call it. Brooks got himself a nice offensive rebounding position and went right back up with it.
Here comes Young, and there's Zimmerman. Does he get a steal? He does. Dumps it to Brooks. Will he jam it? No, he'll take the 2 on a layup and a quick timeout for Coach Jake Sheaf, and he's working Chris Chanda hard. He says, listen, there had to be a little contact there, and it's 11-2.
Yeah, Coach Sheaf didn't care for that one. I thought it was just a really solid physical play by Drake. You know, Drake's such a strong kid, so when he goes in, there's going to be some contact there, and but I think he just won the battle, got himself on the floor, had a nice assist, and we got a bucket out of it. So.
Well, and you guys may not have heard this, but Chris Chanda and Jake Sheaf came out of the huddle to have a little extra conversation with it. And Chanda said, who's one of the longtime officials wearing the stripes, said, I heard you, Coach, and that was the end of the conversation.
That was it.
he'd be a good teacher, wouldn't he?
He'd be a great teacher, yep. So.
Well, listen, early on, Jordan, we'll throw it over to you. Your thoughts on this 11-2 Blue Jay lead?
Moving the ball well, love that. Love that find from Brooks on the inside. That was one thing maybe coming away from DC West that he realizes maybe get to the rim and then find ways to distribute to teammates. Defensive pressures there. Blue Jays looking good so far.
And Jason, I know you love this trap, but the pressure defensively for the Big Blue, boy, it's really looked good early.
Looks good, and we're really extending it now, picking up full court, little four-court man-to-man defense here. But again, I would look for us to run and jump out of this. There it is right there with Drake.
Good call. Right on, and as Drake came up, they're going to do it again. And
Yep.
That's not a place you want to be if you're young, but he got it over to Crete. And could this be a steal? No. Oh, Logan View in trouble. Zimmerman just takes it out of his hands. And the junior with another left-handed layup. Blue Jays up 11.
Boy, Tim and Jordan, that was one of the better defensive series I've probably seen all season long. We really got after him, used the sideline and half-court line as additional defenders. Got a really nice trap there. Love seeing that effort.
Well, the freshman here getting an education tonight for Logan View, but I tell you, I like the look of his game. He is only going to get stronger and bigger. And he handles the ball well. Here's a little right baseline drive. Cut off his Egbers. He's doubled. He's got a man in the corner. Finds him. And this is going to be Robley. And he knocks home the 3. And it's 13-5.
And one thing, talking to Coach Sheaf before the game, he did feel like he has some guys that they get some open looks. They can knock down some shots. And I think he felt like they needed to do that. So good sign there for the Raiders.
Robley's one of them. Of course, Crete is another, shooting 30% from beyond the arc. He has not had a chance yet, though, has he?
He has not.
As Kissinger, or make that Cougar on the left baseline drive, and good hands there, quickly knocked out of bounds by Egbers. A couple of guys going to check in now for the Big Blue.
Jason's mouth. Jason. Just turn Liable down just a hair.
Got it. Here's a shot put up. We continue our production meetings, but the Blue Jays got an offensive board, not able to do much with it there. And so back the other way comes Logan View. 13-5 the score. And here's a long 3 by Crete. We just talked about it, and bingo for Crete. It's 13-8.
We're chipping back into this ball game, knocked down a couple big shots, and we'll see if the Blue Jays can respond here.
All right, and it's suddenly closed up here. Just a 5-point lead for the Blue Jays. They led by 11. I believe Logan View's on a 6-0 run. I believe it was 13-2. Back comes Kissinger in the paint. Look at him float again. He just doesn't come down to the ground.
Very athletic play there by Brooksy. We called him slippery, savvy. He's just really creative. Nice take there by Brooks.
And they take it away from the freshman. Blue Jays up 7. Stolen right back, though, as Hartman comes out of there with it. Gives it over to Young. Crete trying to get loose here. Hartman could shoot the tray as well. He's shooting over 30%. Here's a backdoor cut. Good hands by Kissinger. Jacobson out of there with it. Long bounce pass to Cougar, and he traveled.
Yeah, right idea. Once again, Tim, right idea. I love seeing us push the pace. You just know those turnovers are driving Coach Mose a little bit nuts right now. So he had a head scratcher down there, and I know that's one thing he certainly wants to get cleaned up here.
By the way, on the call there was Kyle, I believe you pronounce it DeBose, but he is a Big Ten football official as well and works some of the big games in the Big Ten. Hartman's going to try to hit that three. Oh my goodness, it was in and out, and the rebound down to Bridges. Bridges to Zimmerman. Drake surveying the middle of the court, didn't like it, so it goes over to Kissinger. 20 seconds, folks, here in this first quarter. Blue Jays up 15-8, but Logan View got down big early. They've shown some heart
They're
here.
hanging around. They get a stop here. It's coming out the second quarter. They got to be feeling pretty good.
Jacobson, 7 seconds, kicks it corner. Bridges, the hot corner, bingo for Cade Bridges, and it's 18-8. And that'll take us to quarter two as Cade Bridges shooting 44% on the season from the line. He's already hit 2 big trays from that corner.
It looks great coming off his hand tonight. You can tell he's shooting with some confidence. Again, credit to Dane for finding the open man, finding Cade in the corner. He stepped right into it. He's not hesitating tonight. I'm guaranteeing that bucket's looking pretty large for him. A little bit in the zone. So, again, that's going to be big for us the rest of the season of having Cade knock down some shots. And, again, nice job by Dane finding him in the corner.
So you talked about wanting to make sure they're sharp going into districts, and this is kind of where it starts going. We still have a few weeks for districts, but your assessment after quarter one.
Hey, I love the effort. Again, a couple unforced turnovers. But again, I felt like that came out of making the extra effort or trying to make the extra pass. I can probably live with that a little bit more than Coach Bose can at times, just because the guys are being aggressive. But again, I love the intensity we've come out with in this game.
You know, Jordan, we talked about the Blue Jays averaging over 9 turnovers a game. That's up about 1 turnover in the last 6 weeks, but they're forcing 11 steals a game and a lot more turnovers. So as long as they can do that, you can have some success, right?
Yeah, and pace is definitely an emphasis tonight. They're really looking when they get steals to push in transition, which we haven't seen all season from them. And with that will come a little bit out of control play in transition. But it all starts with good defense.
Look at the great Dane. Jacobson with a left-handed layup. He got a good pick on the way to the hole. Blue Jays up 12.
And how many times have I said it, Tim, playing off 2 feet? You know, he had an opportunity to go off 1 foot and maybe fade away from the basket. Made a nice jump stop there. Coach Tonjes would love that. He's a jump stop guru, but took it up strong and finished well.
And we talked about turnovers. That's not a steal there, Jason, but a turnover forced by that trap that you so love down in the corner. And 2 feet, and not only Nate Tonjes, but Brad Jacobson. The three of you guys talk about that a lot, and it's because it's fundamental. And here is a steal, another turnover for the Big Blue. I've got us at 4. As Young will work off to Robley. Now they get it into Young, the freshman. Pump fake, gets up over one big man, but can't get it to fall.
Really nice job defensively by Cougar. We've talked about the emphasis that he's made on that side of the floor to become a better defender. Went straight up, made for a tough shot there.
And Cougar on senior night with the reverse layup. Blue Jays up 22-8.
Love seeing Cougs get involved here. He's had a little bit of a struggle on the offensive side of it, but hopefully that gets him going here.
Now stepping through a double team is Egbers, but it's stripped and stolen. Jacobson, the beneficiary, he passes it off to Kissinger. The layup up and good, and the Blue Jays up 24-8.
Well, Tim, I think that 3 by Bridges right at the end of the quarter, and then we came out and got a quick bucket by Dane, and you can really just sense that momentum really made a shift right there.
And boy, Logan View came here to play, but the Blue Jays just taking him out. A concrete answer. He does!
Good shot.
Look out!
Nice response right there.
And this kid can shoot. Now listen, he holds the school record for a single season. Highest percentage of three-pointers, 45% last year. And that's a school record.
That's
Cougar,
shooting it well.
He answers with the tray. 27-11.
Yeah, I think that bucket inside got Cougs going there. We certainly know he can shoot it. Again, stepped in with some confidence, didn't hesitate, knocked it down.
And Logan View, boy, just disruptive is this Blue Jay D. All over the place, trapping, but they get Hartman in the middle of the paint. He'll hit the finger roll, and it's 27-13. And Coach Jake Sheep wants a timeout. He's going to talk to his troops, and he's excited. He likes what he sees on his side.
I tell you, they responded, right? We felt like that momentum had shifted. Bridges hit a big 3. Dane came out, got a layup. I think Brooksy got a layup in there, so we extend the lead. But give the Raiders some credit. They're not backing down. They're not giving up. Knocking down some big shots, and again, that comes down to just some some really good coaching by Jake Sheaf down there. He's a young guy, but he's mature beyond his years. He's got a great future in front of him, and obviously a great mentor in his dad, Kevin Sheaf at Wahoo.
Well, how about this? And Jason, you know, because you were at Wahoo, what a run this kid had, Jake Sheaf. Played in 11 state tournament games for his dad. He had 2 runner-up finishes, 1 state championship in high school. Then he goes to college at Nebraska Wesleyan. He won a national championship in 2019 as a junior and made the national championship tournament in 2020. I mean, he lived a full life.
Yes, he did.
By the time he graduated from college.
He's a winner and a competitor. And I know there'll be a huge debate about what Sheaf's the best, from Ben Sheaf to Taryn Sheaf to Trey Sheaf. I got to put Jake Sheaf as the #1 Sheaf out there. No, he had the ability to score, could really shoot it, was a good defender when he wanted to, but a very smart ball player, and I think that that intelligence is correlated to being a really strong coach here.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and as we mentioned, and Jordan, look, they're playing a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and 1 senior out there, and another sophomore. I mean, they're young, aren't they?
Yeah, guys are definitely skilled. Sheaf wants to run and gun. This has been a super entertaining game overall.
Here comes Bridges, gets in the paint. He'll try to lay up over a defender, won't go, and the rebound down to Hartman, and then the ball stripped out of his hands. It will stay with the Raiders.
Love the aggressiveness by Cade. You know, he's knocked down a couple threes, so he knows those defenders are going to be running hard at him. Gave a nice little shot fake, got to the rim, just couldn't finish. But nice take by Cade there.
Boy, they are working young. Man, he's got to work for everything on the way up the court. Hartman comes up with it as Bridges ran from behind there, wasn't able to pop the ball out. Hartman in trouble. And one of the things, Jason, I noticed with Logan View, they're finding that sideline a lot, aren't they? And
they are.
And they kind of want to get to that middle part.
They want to get to the middle part of the court, and we definitely want them on that sideline again. We talked about that sideline being that extra defender. Also, I think our guys are doing a nice job of trapping without fouling. They're going straight up. We haven't picked up a foul yet in the game, and we're being aggressive, so that's a good sign that we're playing with our feet and not with our hands.
Here's Hartman, fade away, can't get it to go. And there's Jacobson, who's averaging 4 boards a game. They get it out quickly to Drake. Zimmerman dumps it off to Teese. The enforcer pounds it off the glass. It won't go. Nice job of defense by Logan View. Great effort by Teese. Hartman showing some skills here. A little dribble between his legs for the postman. Egbers cut off by Bridges. Bridges' on-ball defense has really improved, hasn't it?
Does an outstanding job. You know, he moves his feet well. He stays in front of his man. Typically you'd see maybe a defender giving up baseline there, but he did a nice job of getting his foot on the baseline and cutting him off.
JD working hard. Up 14 with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And here's a screen at the top as Young is going to get in the paint. Finds a man in the corner. No, deflected out of bounds is Dane Jacobson with the quick hands, but it'll remain Logan View ball.
Dane has had a really nice first half all around. He's looked to score when those opportunities are there. He's looked to dish it off to the open man. Defensively, he's been extremely active, and he got a haircut. I have a hard time telling if that's Kale out there or Dane. They look very similar tonight because he finally got a haircut. So
it is. He looks like Kale.
He
told
does.
Kale that. It's a compliment. He does.
You look at him from the back. I could have swore that was Kale Jacobson walking out there when the game started.
The reason I'm laughing is, I always misidentify him after he gets a haircut. I always think he's Bridges. And so tonight he's got the look with Kale, but here comes Kissinger. Will he rattle that rim? No, he'll lay it in from the right side, and the Blue Jays up by 16.
Talk
Kissinger
about
with 10.
All-around game. Brooks is getting after it. 10 points early, but a lot of that's coming off of his defensive effort.
My goodness, this defensive effort by the Blue Jays tonight is something fierce. Zimmerman won't get credit for that steal. They're going to give it to Kissinger, but boy, he earned it.
It's a full court pressure here, really extending.
I'm telling you what, guys, this Young is doing a good job, but I mean to tell you, this blue right there, just a slap by Zimmerman. And Drake is running. Drake and Bake has the ball knocked out of his hands, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. And right now, Young coming over to his coach. You can see just a hair of frustration on his. He's working so hard, but this Blue Jay defense has been tenacious.
It can get you rattled. It can get you frustrated, that's for sure. And again, we're taking those turnovers and turning them into points. We've extended the lead now. Again, you feel that momentum shift back to the Blue Jays. We'll see if Logan View can kind of cut in back into that lead in the last 2 minutes and 52 seconds here.
Boy, they had really done a great job that second part of the first quarter, and there's a miss, but Zimmerman is fed the ball from Jackson Ham, who checked in, and Cougar Konzum with nice touch, and it's now 34-13, and then one of the Blue Jays, no, there's actually an injury here, as Josh Egbers, the 5'8 sophomore, might have got poked in the eye there, so he's going to come out, met by Coach Sheaf.
And, as per usual, we talk about Kale, say it's a compliment that Dane looks like him. Kale chimes in with a text and says, "Thanks, guys. It's really nice of you to say that."
Oh,
he's a regular listener.
Listen, not only a great basketball player, but apparently he's got style going on with the do, huh? With the hair.
Kale?
Yeah.
He always looks good. That dude always looks good. Now, I think a great fundraiser would be a one-on-one matchup between Dane and Kel. I'm not so sure that Dane might be able to take Kel at this point in time.
The phone is going to blow up now, Jordan. The phone is going to blow up now.
I'm just saying it. I'm making a prediction here.
Here's the deal. My favorite Husker was Emmanuel Bandamwell. I love the way he played defense. He was 6'5", and I told Kale that, and he said, "Who do you think guards at practice?" Now, that's the 100th time I've told that story on here. But think about, the advances you make having to deal with that every single day.
Oh, boy, that'd be tough.
It'd be tough. So, Liable, I don't think you're wrong. I'd pay to see that. But
I thought maybe Kale's been guarding Casey in practice, and Casey got some confidence going and scored 30 the other night. I thought maybe that was the case.
That's a great point.
Could be wrong, yeah.
Or just he gets to practice against, great defense in Kale. So when the guy from played at Penn State the other day. Is that who they beat? And he went for 30.
Yeah, went for 30.
It's like a walk in the park nowadays.
You're probably right. I was wrong on that interpretation. I was wrong on that judgment.
I want to see how many text messages Jordan has now from Kale.
All right, so he said he's in Michigan. He says thank you, but respectfully, Dane's not scoring on him.
I can't believe he said respectfully.
Yeah.
So those are brothers,
Love it.
So
love it.
Well, we've got out of the timeout. Logan View will bring it up here against this absolutely torrid defense. They are all over the place tonight as they'll get it across the timeline, and Young tries to dribble into a double team. That time, not a good decision by the freshman. And Zimmerman with a behind-the-back dribble, and he's fouled by Young. A little frustration there.
Yeah, a little bit of a freshman mistake, too, as well. We were kind of forcing him that direction, again, forcing him to the sidelines. He kind of went where we wanted him to go and got a nice trap over there. Again, he'll learn from that. These are opportunities to learn from, and Coach Sheaf will have that conversation as well.
Coach Mose has his team executing at a very high level tonight against the Raiders. Luke Clark in the game, gives it off to Cougar. There's that right baseline drive, over a defender, and he'll roll it in for a 36-13 lead.
Love seeing Cougs get aggressive here and get himself going. He's going to be a huge factor for us the rest of the way.
He's got 7 on the night. Here is another turnover. Jackson Ham comes out of there with it. Clark passes behind him. He'll set up now. Blue Jays coasting 36-13. And here's Zimmerman. Finds a wide open Bridget. Will it be his third? It is the third bingo of the night.
He's feeling it tonight, Tim. Again, he's getting some open looks, but he's stepping in there with some confidence, and would love to see that trend continue the rest of the way here in the districts and in the state.
And here's a foul in the backcourt. And the reason, Jason and Jordan chime in as well, Cade had done, at one point, was shooting 50% from three. He's dropped down, 44%.
Wow.
Phenomenal percentage.
That's impressive.
But tonight, 3 of 3.
You bet.
That's going to help that number. And, boy, that's got to be one of the better.
It helps his percentages. He just doesn't take bad shots either. You don't see him forcing threes. When he gets an open look, he steps in there and knocks it down with some confidence. And so that certainly helps the percentages. And he's just an outstanding shooter as well.
Here comes a pass underneath to Bridges. He's make that Jacobson. There it is again. I confused him. But he's fouled from behind, and Dane with that patented smile.
I don't know if I've ever seen Kale get off the floor like Dane did right there. That was an athletic play, boys. That was fantastic. That dude was up around the rim. So.
Oh, they're having some fun. I want to know who's listening with Kale tonight, because he's going to say it's revisionist history tonight. As Jacobson gets both of them. Oh, Kale, listen, I got your back. What were you going to say, Jordan? I stepped on you.
I had to pull the mic away. I'm laughing so hard.
Back come the Raiders across the timeline, 41-13. What a win by the Huskers the other night.
Big
though.
time win.
Oh.
Now much needed. Fred's got those guys playing good ball, playing hard.
Yeah, they're down a couple of big, important pieces as well, as a miss by Logan View gives the Blue Jays the ball. Here comes the Great Dane. He'll take the right-handed side with the left hand, and the Blue Jays up 30.
Just taking what they give him. The lane kind of opened up there, went and finished strong again off the 2 feet. Love how he's playing tonight.
Blue Jays continuing with their tenacity here on defense, just chasing and trapping. All right, here's Crete. He'll lob it down to Hartman on the block. Hartman with his back to the basket. Fade away, a little short. And there's Bridges. We're under 12 seconds to go here in the first half. Blue Jays rolling out here, 43-13. 5 seconds. What's Dane going to do? Great Dane gets a pick, finds Cougar. Cougar's going to spin, put it up, and he'll hit it at the buzzer for senior on senior night. And the Blue Jays now lead 45-13. And my goodness, guys, this was a game. I mean, it was 18-8 after one, but remember, it got all the way down to 13-8.
Right.
And since then, the Blue Jays have only given up 5 points, and they have scored 32. So they're on a 32-5 run.
I will tell you, my opinion, which doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot, but my opinion, that last 4 minutes was probably some of the best ball I've seen the Blue Jays play this season defensively, just getting after it, creating turnovers. We're once again sharing the ball on the offensive side. We're attacking. We're finishing strong. Very little to complain about that first half. I know we've had some early turnovers, but we really turned that around midway through that first quarter and throughout the second. Love the momentum we have going into halftime. The big thing is we need to sustain that, right? I think we've seen us go into halftime with a large lead and maybe come out the second half a little bit flat, let the team chip away, get into it a little bit. So senior night, right, you want to put a show on for mom and dads and grandpas and grandmas out there. And, again, I anticipate we're going to finish this game off strong.
And, you know, Jason, one more here for you before I throw it over here to Jordan. But the Big Blue has had a tendency at times coming out knowing that they may be favored in a game and just starting a little slow. But tonight, it did not seem to be the case.
At all. We came out with that look in the eye. And, again, some of that has to do with it being Parents' Night. Again, we have a good crowd here. The band's playing. And, again, for these seniors, their season's winding down pretty quickly, right? And you only have the opportunity to play high school athletics one time. And you can just sense that they want to take every advantage of this opportunity. So we have a home game tonight. Last home game, I think, next Tuesday, and then we're in the district time in the state, and it gets over pretty quick. So I can just sense from this group of seniors they're just a great group of kids, young men, that this is important to them, and they want to do this together.
And Jordan, I'll kick it over to you. What are you liking about what you're seeing right now here from the Big Blue?
Yeah, the Blue Jays have always played great defense, great pressure defense. Sometimes when they get those steals, they're not looking to push transition offense. Tonight, it looks like that's a huge emphasis from them. They're getting the ball. They're not looking for a ball handler. They're getting it, and they're running. The up in tempo has led to some additional turnovers, but overall, that good defense has really translated into great offense. And it's fun. You see guys like Jackson Ham getting up on the defensive end, playing in the three-quarters court. And, you just love to see that from the boys.
All right, guys, listen, in honor of senior night, and we'll have Mark Adele here in a second, I'm going to give you a little bit of a quiz throughout.
Oh, boy.
We got 5 seniors,
and
you guys got to answer it and see who it is. So the first quiz tonight, and again, the 5 are Jackson Ham, Cougar Conzum, Cade Bridges, of course, Luke Clark and Brooks Kissinger. His parents were both college All-Americans.
I know it.
I know it, too.
Yeah, because I told you.
Kate Bridges.
Well,
No?
I don't. Now there might be 2 of them. Because Josh might
I thought it was Kate Bridges, but
What were you going to say?
I'm going to shout out to Amy Clark, Luke Clark. I know it's not the right. Is that the right answer?
No, it's Brooks Kissinger.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now we got to check in.
God.
We got to check in on Josh
I want
Bridges.
to
He
check
might
in
have
on. I want to check in on Bridges because I think both his
Indy
parents
was.
had.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think his dad had a heck of a football career in college as well. So I would want to. I want some Google searches or something happening to get that information here. So.
Folks, if you're listening home, Google it up.
Yep.
Josh Bridges was in All-American.
Kel, we
in the
need you,
meantime,
Kel.
we got an All-American in the booth, And that's Mr. Mark Adele. Do you want the headset, Mark, or the mic? There we go. We'll give him the headset. Mark's got the numbers. Mark, did you have that answer, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Ah, there we go. You knew it was the Kissingers for sure. We know that one. We're checking on the other. But give us some answers on these numbers, Mark.
Well, boy, they look good for us. We're 19 of 25 from the field, 72%. And you say we've got a lot of layups, which we have, but we're also 4 of 7 from beyond the arc for 57%. 3 of 4 from the line, 75%. They really have not shot it that badly when they've gotten shots. We have 13 more attempts than they do. They are 5 of 12 for 42%, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 43%. They've not shot a free throw. We had, 1 or 2 fouls that half?
Yeah, we did not have, you're right. I think I have us for just one.
One foul, I believe. Yep, that's correct.
Okay, rebounding. We dominated that category too, 11-3. We've got 4 offensive. But when you shoot 72% from the field, you don't give the opposition much of a chance at defensive rebounds. Turnovers. Yeah, we did have a few careless turnovers early, but we turned it over just 5 times compared to 14 for them, which is why we've got a lot more attempts than they do.
Very good point, Mark. Thank you so much. Mark Adele, our All-American, as he brought us the stats here tonight. Anything stand out to you there, Jason? Here, let me try this. Better? All right, we're working on some technical things here. Hopefully everyone can hear Jason at home. I forgot to get my phone out here tonight. But any of those numbers stand out to you? You're okay. Well, folks, he's not able to hear it. So I'm going to – oh, good idea. That's a great idea.
There it is.
Perfect.
That's why we brought the kid. That's why we brought Wallman.
Listen, Wallman's a genius.
For the Lululemon pants and his expertise on the tech side of things. So, hey. And it's satchel. Or little Tim, you brought your satchel. Tonight.
I got my Merce.
Here we go.
Tonight. Yeah.
Here we go.
What do we got for him?
You know,
that hybrid that he uses for all of his shots?
You know, I just like to make a point. You know, when we talk about great defense, Jason Leibel is the all-time leading charge taker at Lewiston.
All time.
Let's toss out compliments.
Yeah.
24. And I'm waiting for Kale. If Kale, like last time in Texas, says 0 and 23, one day in the gym he saw me go like 0 for 23 from the three-point line and told. I think he went home and told his dad, like, I don't know how in the heck Mr. Leibel ever played basketball anywhere the way he shoots the rock. So I'm waiting for that text.
You know what's funny is he was 0 of 23, but then in the alumni game the next day, he just shot. It was like he did not lose an ounce of confidence.
Kale did make a reference, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but since we're here, he did make a reference to the Tar Heels this season. And I'm a Tar Heel fan myself, so I had to hold on to that one a little bit.
Yeah.
But Nebraska basketball over everything for me.
Me too.
Tar Heels are struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
I had a big game at Duke in Cameron on Saturday night, and it's weird for me to say this, but they're just not guarding anybody, and that's a little frustrating to see. But, hey, a lot of season left. I look forward to the Tar Heels making another run here.
Without a doubt, and that is a comment I would expect from Brad, not you on the defense. But,
defense, right.
Yeah. But you know what? Any of those numbers jump out to you, Jason? You heard Mark talk about. I mean, the Blue Jays shooting 75%. Goodness gracious. Anything that really hit it for you? And I think it's down here. And by the way, folks, if you're wondering what we're working on, is that occasionally we have Jason Leibel's headset going out, so you can hear him. He just can't hear in the headset what we're saying. So he's looking at me what are you saying?
that might be a good thing at this point in time, folks. But we're going to do a little switcheroo here.
We got some switching going on, so that will definitely correct the problem. And you guys just go ahead and roll right over here.
Tim, I'm curious. I didn't hear Mark, but how many turnovers we forced that first half?
Yeah, we forced 14 turnovers, which is, look, that's an extraordinary amount. If you think about it, you're on pace for 28. And look at this. Truman Young is a really good point guard.
And again, I would say that's 14 turnovers against a pretty solid ball handling team. They got some good guards out there, and so when you can turn over a team that has good guards like Logan View has, That's saying something about your defensive effort and defensive pressure. And then I think that leads into what we shoot the first half.
75%.
75%. So we're getting good looks at the basket. We're getting some transition baskets. And again, I think we're taking kind of what they're giving us. They're closing hard out the shooters, and guys are breaking people down, getting to the rim. You saw Dane a couple times. That baseline opened up, and he took it strong, finished at the rim. So again, I just really feel like it was, especially that last 4 or 5 minutes of that first half, was probably some of the best ball we've played all season.
And I turn that over to Jordan. Jordan, I'll just ask you. Jason's saying that might have been the best 2 quarters he's seen in a while from the Big Blue. What do you say?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. He's now got the other headset. But it doesn't matter. We're going to see what this second half brings as the Blue Jays come out here with Brooks Kissinger, Dawson Teese, Cougar Consum, Cade Bridges, and Dane Jacobson, I would assume, will be joining the Big Blue as well. Let's see, am I missing someone? Here comes Dane. Late on the court, but he made it. And you're going to have Nolan Robley, Truman Young, and of course Hartman, as well as Collint, who does a good job as well. Hasn't gotten as many minutes tonight as he normally gets. And then, of course, the great shooter Crete. So here come the Blue Jays, going to come right after that double team. They're chasing Young around, but that time a hand check on Dawson Teese.
Got a little aggressive there. Did a nice job of moving his feet. Got a little handsy. Again, I love seeing that pressure. We were driving him right where we wanted him over to that sideline. Got a foul called there, but I love that aggressiveness on the defensive side of the floor.
By the way, Logan View and Jake Sheaf and I talked about this. They played Wahoo not too long ago as Young has a beautiful crossover dribble, pull-up jumper, and Young, the freshman, hits it. But, he said, hey, look, we played pretty well against Wahoo in that first half, and they did. I mean, they made it a quarter. And then, of course, Wahoo's experience overcame them, and they ended up winning by about 35-40. But tonight, the Blue Jays have been awfully good, but start out with a turnover, and they gave up a bucket.
Yeah, we talked about starting the second half, not flat, and just a couple possessions there, a quick foul and a turnover, and 2 quick buckets by Logan View. And again, Coach Mose isn't satisfied with that type of start, and see if we can't get things ramped up here.
No one picks up Teese. He goes hard. He's fouled, knocked to the court. He'll go to the line to shoot one. They pop him up really quickly. And it goes back to 45-17 now. Make that 47-17. As Teese will be at the line.
He just has a knack for finishing around a hoop. He gets off the floor quickly, and a big, strong kid, and got himself for a traditional three-point play here.
Here comes Teese, 2 of 12 from the line, make it 2 of 13. But, folks, he's shooting 55% from the floor, so he can shoot. He just needs a little more opportunities, I think. So here comes Logan View. They get it to Hartman down the block. He's doubled. That's been the theme tonight. Ooh, there's a double dribble. Hartman just panicked just a hair. Put that ball down. He knew that he was going to double dribble there.
Yeah, we got a quick turnover there. We'll see if we can come down the offensive side, get an execution, get a bucket, and let's get this lead extended again.
Here come the Blue Jays. Coasting along here. They'll play Nebraska City Thursday night. Pierce in a big one Saturday. And here comes Bridges to Kissinger. Brooks, who's been on a tear offensively, now averaging 17.1 a game. Just a week ago was averaging 16 and a half. Bridges thought about it. Now he'll scoop it over to Jacobson. Great feed into the enforcer, who finds a wide open Consum short. But my goodness, what ball movement that was by the Big
Fantastic. Blue. It looks like they jumped to maybe like a little 2-3 matchup. And we just did a nice job of swinging the ball side to side and got a good look for Cougs right there in the corner.
And here comes Hartman. He'll dump it off. Bounce pass down in the corner. They're working hard. There's Teese. There's where Teese, he just bodies you up.
Yes, he does. Strong kid.
Young working through it. Finds a nice feed inside to Hartman, who goes off the glass too hard. But there's Robley with a beautiful offensive board. Young trying to find some help, and it's stolen away.
Yeah, got the steal there, but again, we did not check out on that possession. Again, I know a point of emphasis for Coach Mose. That'll be something that he will address, whether it's tonight or after the game or in film session. That's uncharacteristic that we don't get a body on somebody.
And the Blue Jays get Kissinger. He has another one. He's got 14 on the night. And now a couple of folks coming in the game. Mason Beacom, the 5'5 sophomore, and Drake Zimmerman. Brooks will get a much-deserved break here and exit. So taking it out here is Young. Good feed here to Hartman. He's looking, spins, and going to run a little weave here up front. Oh, good feed inside, but a great hands by, I think, Zimmerman.
I had Cougs on that one, Tim.
Maybe it was Cougs, okay.
Cougs came around, and again, I love his effort on the defensive side of the floor. Again, I think he's kind of figured out that his defensive effort kind of leads into offensive production, and we've seen that tonight.
Well, here's the thing that I've always had a little problem with basketball, Jason, and that is this. The guy that gets his hand on the ball and creates the steal doesn't get credit for it. It's who ends up with the basketball. But on this Blue Jay squad, my goodness, there's a lot of tipping.
You bet, a lot of deflections. And I know a lot of teams, I'm not sure if Coach Mose does or not, but they chart deflections, right? Because typically those deflections lead to turnovers. And I know that's a stat that, in my experience, is always really important to track.
Here's the enforcer inside. Oh, there's one pass he probably would like back. Trying to find Drake. He was being unselfish. And when you get in the air and you're trying to make that pass,
yeah,
really
kind of the rule there is never jump the pass, and he left his feet and got himself in a tough situation.
Jacobson got a great feed by Cougar. Blue Jays up 51-17. As they will come back the other way. Beacom getting a little time here. He played quite a bit in the JV game. So did Collint as well. He played all 4 quarters, so he'll be tired tonight. As Crete works down on the baseline, puts it off the side of the backboard, and there is Teese out of there. As Crete continues to stay after, trying to get that steal.
Well, the enforcer's really rebounding well tonight. I don't think we have an official set on that, but I got to say he's got to be getting close to maybe double digits in boards.
That's a great point. He has been physical tonight, as he usually is. And back the other way is Bridges for a three that won't go, but there he is, the enforcer, right on cue. As Jason called his name, he gets the bucket.
Great effort there. He just has a knack for getting himself to the right place, right? He kind of read that shot by Cade that it might be coming off a little bit long, and he was right there for the putback.
Young working hard against Zimmerman. Zimmerman, we say it all the time, but man alive, he just makes you work forever.
He's a strong kid, and really dedicates himself to the defensive side of it.
Great pass to Beacom. I like the way this team shoots. They're not hitting them tonight, but Beacom is just a sophomore. But their shots look good. Yeah,
give Logan View credit, too. They're moving the ball well. They're getting some open looks, just not knocking them down. I know that was an emphasis for Coach Chief. I think he felt like they really needed to knock some shots down. But, hey, give them credit. They're getting open looks.
Jake Sheaf with a 31-31 career record. And that includes that 6-13 mark. He had obviously was well above 500 coming into this year, and the future looks bright. Jake Mose in his 10th season coming off a state championship. And the number 3 rated team in Class C1. Here comes Kissinger, working it around to Bridges. They play a little catch. Drake getting in the paint, looking for some help, and there's a foul going to be called on, obviously, Crete. Now let's talk about Colton Crete, the 6-foot junior. He is absolutely terrific here. He is actually a champion, Nebraska State Fair champion, for a master swine shower.
Tim, I did not catch that. That's fantastic.
So I don't have the exact title, and I'm sure I butchered that. But the bottom line is, it is not easy to win gold at Nebraska State Fair. He shows obviously swine. So
you bet.
I've talked to some folks who know a lot about ag. They said that is a big deal, and Hartman with a big deal there on that 3-pointer.
Love seeing multi-talented, multifaceted kids. Of course, I grew up on a farm. We raised some pigs, some swine ourselves, so I know what type of job that is, and kudos to him.
Bridges with a 3, and Kissinger skies for an offensive board. He's been everywhere tonight. Drake thinks about driving, kicks it out. Good reversal to Clark, who's bumped a little bit, and there's a turnover. And that will be Jacob Smith, who just checked in, but they give it right back. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Blue Jays up 53-20. Here's Bridges for another chance at a 3, and that one's going to be a little short.
Yep, just short-armed that a little bit. Looked like he was fading back towards the bleachers. That was a untypical look from Cade, but again, I'd like to see him stay aggressive.
Crete puts up a long ball. A Steph Curry 3 there. That will not go, and it will go out of bounds because it hits the supporting band there above the backboard. And Young will get a much-deserved break here. Truman Young, the 5'10 freshman who has been hounded tonight, but it's going to make him better, isn't it?
It is, and he's really kept his composure. He's handled it well. Again, these are opportunities for him to grow. You can tell he's going to be a nice player in the future for Coach Chief. And hey, he's playing against a really good defensive team right now, but he's doing it pretty well.
Here's a dribble drive by Cougar. It's stopped. Here's Luke Clark. A little short, but Cougs, who's having a great night as well, comes up with it. He's going to attack and score. Cougar with a bucket.
I like Cougs' game tonight. You know, he got himself going early. He's looking to be aggressive. You know, he's kind of talked about. He's kind of that X factor. You know, when teams come to scout us, certainly they want to take Brooks away.
And I think this could be Matt Flynn, who is saving the day here with a new cord. We're going to try this out and make sure this works, and you guys can hear everyone as Jordan is working his wonders. And folks, once again, it's 55-20 going into that fourth quarter.
Bingo!
For you. Bingo!
Bingo! There it is.
Tell me, we got to see what Jordan comes up with here. Hopefully he can hear. And we coming through? No.
Well, I could keep talking about his Lululemon pants then, and he won't.
He'll hear that, won't he?
No clue.
Oh, well, we'll get this thing figured out at some point tonight. Who knows what that is. But Blue Jays moving along confidently here at 55-20 to start this, late third quarter. Out of that timeout, the Blue Jays now have 5 new players in there. You got Landon Mose, you got Derek Tonjes and Cal Kissinger's all freshmen, then Ty Carey the junior and Isaac Carson a junior.
Tim got some young players out there, and I'll tell you what, this group has really come in and they've really done a nice job getting some nice varsity minutes and kind of almost emulating what the varsity kids do on the floor. They really share the ball well. They get after you defensively, so I'm excited about this group in the future.
Boy, I am too. I watched that JV game earlier as Crete is working between his legs here, knocks it down in the corner, but they look good. They've got some guys that can really shoot.
They do.
As Hartman will work and have his shot blocked by Isaac Carson, the junior. And here comes Tonjes, the freshman, 6'4", but he can really handle the ball. Finds an open Carson, just a little short, tipped around, and there comes Tonjes. Tonjes looking, and he'll dribble out of there.
Derek showing his all-around game right there. Brought it up himself, found the open man, went and found himself an offensive board. There he is again.
Yeah, look at him go, and off the glass, he got it! What a shot by the talented freshman.
I don't know if Daddy Nate would have appreciated that shot and the fact that he was fading clear away from the basket, but hey, the buzzer was going off and he knocked it down. So
had to do it, didn't he? No time left, and Derek will get this foul opportunity as well.
Three-point play.
That's a three-pointer.
Love it.
58-20.
We said he's kind of like the Vinnie Johnson, right, of the Blue Jays. If you remember the microwave for the Detroit Pistons, I'm sure Jordan doesn't because that was way before his time. But
yeah, no, he doesn't. There's no way he'd know that.
But Derek's a lot like the microwave Vinnie Johnson. He comes in and he's a bucket maker. He gets himself going. I can't remember what you said he's averaging point-wise.
He's averaging almost 6 points a game.
And that's in limited time, right? That's
Very
in limited minutes. And,
yeah.
Again, you talk about a bright future. That young man's got a bright future in front of him.
You know, I think the other thing that's amazing about Derek is his high percentage of shots as well. I mean, he's shooting over 50% from the field. He's shooting over 40% from three. 7% from the line.
Love it.
He's got a real high percentage. Now, Lando Mose really got a great shot. Cal Kissinger's got a great shot. Then you got these juniors in Ty Carey and Isaac Carson that, man, they just do a great job.
Future looks bright for us, Tim. And again, the thing we know about these guys is they're going to get themselves in the gym and the driveway. They're going to spend extra time at it and just to continue to improve.
Ty Carey loses it off his left ankle there. And so it will be Logan View ball, early fourth quarter. We were given some quizzes for the 5 seniors here tonight. And I'll just tell you this one here. This kid has got ACT score above a 30. Any idea who that one might be? And if you listen to
I got to go with Luke Clark on that one. I have to go Luke Clark on that one.
And Jordan can't hear us, and I'll tell you what, they all probably are really close to him, but it's Cougar Conzum.
Cougar does, yep, okay, yep. Smart young man there.
Oh, man, he's going to go be an engineer, I think, and looking at University of Nebraska. It's Crete. Nicely done, just continues to work and puts it off the glass.
Tim, that's a tough question because we got a lot of smart kids on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I know for sure, maybe Kale could beat Dane in one-on-one, but I guarantee Dane's ACT score beats Kale's every day of the week. So
You know at Christmas they're talking about that right
That
there.
right there, yeah.
A little brotherly love between Kale and Dane as Kissinger finds Tonjes, the freshman. Look at that, though, man. I tell you, it just looks great. As Lando Mose comes away with the tip and the bucket. Blue Jays coasting along here, 60-22.
And really, that play was made by Isaac Carson. He stayed active on the offensive glass, got a nice tip over to Lando for the finish.
Here comes Robley. Hartman. Good job of help there on the Blue Jays. Crete, he can shoot. That's
yes,
why
he can.
he's got the school record for three-point percentage.
Nice looking stroke right there. And again, Logan View's not backing down. They're continuing to play tough.
60-25, Big Blue. Oh, great look by Kissinger, and carries shot blocked from behind, and running out of there is Crete. Crete going to attack that rim. Lando Mose trying to do what he can. Great pass to Hartman. He gets the bucket. Good unselfish play by Crete.
Raiders getting some things done right now. Again, I love to see that fight. Again, I think that's attributed to Coach Sheaf. We talked about what a competitor he was in high school, and you can see it correlating to his players out on the floor.
And there's a little travel there by Derek Tonjes. Doesn't do many things wrong here, but took a little bit of an extra step. So the Blue Jays, they'll be at Nebraska City Thursday night. We'll have that on agbluejays.com. I would assume they also have some sort of Strive or YouTube down there as well. We'll let you know. As it will be Hartman down in the right corner. He's looking, he'll cross over dribble, get into the paint, and can't get that one to fall.
A little bit of an unlucky roll there. Nice drive to the paint. Again, went off 2 feet. Just didn't quite finish.
Here comes a three by Kissinger. And he won't get it to fall. Here's an outlet to Crete. Crete with a nice dish to Robley. Finishes it. 60-29. By the way, speaking of Kissingers tonight, Reese Kissinger here having a heck of a season coming off the bench for Midland.
Love it.
Brooks, of course, and Cal. Those Kissingers, they can really play the game, and they can really score.
You bet.
Here comes Tonjes. As they'll find Carson, the junior, works his way in, waits for them to get up. They came down on 2 feet. Here comes Ty Carey with the reverse layup for the junior.
That was pretty. That was a pretty play. Nice offensive rebound. Take it to the opposite side of the rim. I think it has something to do with the mustache he's sporting tonight. So I would say the shot was pretty. The mustache, not so much.
I told him last week, I said, man, I love the stash, man. And, of course, my son who wears a mullet. Anytime, they hear those things, I love it.
Those guys are comfortable in their own skin.
No doubt.
Hey, Tim, and I want to give one shout out. We've talked a lot about golf on the mic here, and we talked about the Chiefs, and I just want to mention Kevin Sheaf, good friend of mine, Midland basketball player, heck of an athlete, in shape, is probably one of the worst golfers I've ever been around. I've never seen a more athletic guy that can't play the game of golf. It's just not pretty. Oh. And he has a history. He was golfing at the Wahoo Country Club, and his son's car was parked in the parking lot, and he hit such a bad shot, he knocked out the windshield of his son's car.
Oh,
so
no.
When you talk to Coach Sheaf, ask him about his golf game. Ask Coach Kevin Sheaf about his golf game, because it is not pretty.
Well, I've got to tell you, it is shocking, because the guy – the guy is good at everything.
He is.
He's even a great photographer.
He is. But
he's
a terrible golfer. I don't want to be not nice, but he's just not good at it. So.
Oh, we got to get him out a little bit more.
Yeah, we do.
You get an athlete like that, club in his hand, good things are going to happen.
You would think, but not for him. Broken windshields happen when he's got a club in his hand, Timmy.
Have your car insurance.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Ton just hit a bucket on the other side to make it 64-29. Did miss the free throw after I bragged about how great of a free throw shooter the young man is, but one of his rare misses. And so Logan View working hard here. 3:40 to go in the contest, and we got a whistle and a quick travel here, they're going to call it. And that travel that time called on Isaac Palmer. He's a 6'2 senior. So here comes Landon Mose, and you mentioned, Jason, we talk about this a lot. The time these Blue Jays put in the gym, they love to shoot. Here's a foul on Kissinger. And when you come to school in the morning and probably when you leave late, I imagine
You
see
bet.
guys in there shooting, and gals, right?
And right there with Kale, that was a nice step through, kind of a move that's beyond his years. Again, that comes from repetition, understanding the game, and I would say just watching games as well. I mean, you can be at a ball game, but and be a spectator. But I think our guys, when they watch games, they're truly picking up things from that, whether they're watching it live or watching a college game or a pro game. Although you can pick up some bad habits from the pro game, but I think we got some studies out there that really watch the game.
You know, it's interesting. Reese told me, Cal's older brother is at Midland. He said, I think Cal will be the best of the three of us.
Okay.
That's high praise.
Yep.
They're both awfully good. As Ty Carey that time lost the basketball. He's going to try to go up hard over Jacob Smith, but wasn't able to hold on to it, so it went out of bounds. So here comes Logan View up the court. 6-13 on the year, but I'm going to tell you, you mark my words, this is a program going to win a lot of games next year.
You bet.
And the year after.
Young talent, well coached. They're going to make some noise.
Trying to work it off that right side. They're going to dump it in there to Smith, who puts up a shot, partially blocked, and here comes Lando Mose. Back they come. And here comes a three, and it's good by Lando Mose. We talked about those shooters.
Extra pass by Kale, found Lando top of the key, looked good coming off his hand, knocked it down.
And by the way, as Logan View attacks, I got a little update here on a story I told later, and earlier I should say, but it was actually Evan Hartman. He's a team captain, and he was the champion swine showman at the Nebraska State Fair, not Colton Creek. Colton Creek was a state qualifier in golf, so he can really play golf.
Wow, speaking of golf,
yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
So I want to apologize to Evan Hartman because he's the one that brought home the gold from the State Fair last year, and here comes a ball that's knocked out of bounds. With 2:07 to go, Blue Jays up 68-29.
And I know Wally World over there can't hear us, but I'm just curious as Logan View's home course. What would be Logan View's home course?
Elkhorn Valley will have conference there this year.
Okay, very nice.
That's in Fremont, right? Or is that in Logan or Scribner?
Hooper.
It's in Hooper. Yep.
All right. Under 2 minutes to play here. And by the way, we will have the 5 seniors up. Won't do the traditionally longer interviews with them, but the 5 seniors on senior night, we're going to have them come up and do the post game. And here's a foul on one of the Blue Jays. So you got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. You're riding with the Chiefs?
I am not a Chiefs fan, Tim. I enjoy going to the Chiefs games, but I'm a Bills fan. So when you're a Bills fan, you cannot be a Chiefs fan.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I can't be an Eagles
you
fan.
You cannot. And plus Curtis Bronick, I'm sure he's listening tonight. He's a big Chiefs fan as well. And so anytime the Chiefs happen to beat the Bills, which doesn't happen often, I got to hear it from him. And so I'm rooting for the Eagles, baby.
And I'm going to be on the opposite side. I say go Chiefs. And look at this feed underneath, and we'll reach in and a foul. But I have a feeling it is going to be something spectacular.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a really competitive game. 2 really good young quarterbacks, obviously. And, see how Mahomes, the high ankle sprain is. He's had some time off here to get himself healthy. But, yeah, I'm hopeful, and I think we're going to get a really nice competitive game there.
And the night before that will be Ashland-Greenwood versus Pierce. I hate to skip a game on Thursday because that game means every bit as much. You can't lose a game against Nebraska City. But that will be a top 5 matchup up there at Pierce. That's going to be a battle.
That'll be a battle, and I think we need that at this point in time of the season as well. Again, kind of give us a good measuring stick to where we're truly at. That's one of those games that, obviously you want to go up and win that thing. But if we walk away with a loss, there's opportunities to learn from it as well. I know we have Bishop Newman next Tuesday, not quite as strong as what they've been in the past, and so I think that Pierce game on Saturday, again, is a measuring stick game just to see where we're at.
That will be a fun one. They'll pack it up there in Pierce, and there is a free throw by Isaac Carson. By the way, Isaac Carson was going for the 2-handed slam up there.
That kid's athletic. Yeah, I love Isaac. Works so darn hard. Again, he's got a big golf season in front of him. He can really swing it, and excited to see him on the course.
Of course, the head golf coach sitting to my left, Jordan Wallman. He's excited about the year. They've got the You've been getting out, or not getting out, but you've been swinging a little bit. I know you've been swinging the club as Lando Mose comes up with a steal. They feed Kissinger. Can he get the reverse slam? There it is, the freshman Kissinger with a bucket.
Good finish there, very smooth. Again, doesn't look like a freshman out there. He's going to have a nice career in front of him.
He sure is. Back the other way come the Raiders. They're going to try their own version of the reverse layup that will not go. We're under 30 seconds to go here. Cal looks, bounce pass up here to Carson. Good reversal to an open Tonjes, and he puts plenty of air underneath it and gets a bingo.
He's got some arch on that shot, there's no doubt about it. So look good coming off the hand, and love seeing him being aggressive.
And to our point, Tonjes with 7 points tonight off the bench.
Bucket getter,
yes,
microwave.
He is. He finds that bucket. We got 2 seconds. We've got one, and a shot at the buzzer with Landon Mose contesting it off the rim. And so the Blue Jays win 74-30 to improve to 19-1 now on the year. Logan View will drop to 6-14. Your thoughts here, Jason, on this one?
Yeah, I just point back to that last 4 minutes of that second quarter. You know, if that's something that we can bottle up, and I know Coach Mose will probably spend some time on that as well. I thought, again, that was 4 of the best minutes of basketball we played all season. We had a little bit of a letdown. You could feel maybe a little bit of a letdown to start the second half, but we picked it right back up. And, again, had a nice performance against a good competitive Logan View team, a team that has a bright future and well coached as well. So I like how we played this game tonight. We're going to have a similar type scenario Thursday against Nebraska City, and just keep this momentum rolling into Saturday, and then next week Bishop Neumann and then districts.
So Jordan, you and I called that game last Friday night, and there was a lot taken out of that Blue Jays. They had to give a tremendous effort to win at DC West. I didn't know how they'd come out, but tell me a little bit about your thoughts coming out of that really tough regular season conference championship game Friday night.
Yeah, and I would just say overall it was impressive. The way they came out, they're firing on all cylinders. Great defense turns into better offense. You know, it would have been easy to come out and be a little sluggish, but they didn't do it. They're firing on all cylinders. And it was just fun. It was a fun, entertaining game. It was a fun Tuesday night. Both teams are flying around, and what a night to celebrate our seniors.
Yep.
And I think that's the thing you take away from this too, Jason, is that the effort on both of these squads. I mean, the Blue Jays were just outstanding tonight.
They were.
And you know, if I'm Coach Sheaf, I'm talking about the learning lessons he can take out of it tonight, but he can't really be terribly disappointed with his young squad because the Blue Jays just were. They brought their A game. I
thought they were just a notch above tonight. Again, a lot of that probably maybe has to do with Parents' Night, and again, a nice crowd here. The band's cranking. I just felt like there was a different level of intensity when they stepped on the floor, especially right out of the gate. Again, we had some careless turnovers, but again, as Wall Dog mentioned, that was just being aggressive and trying to get out in the transition. So you're going to have a few of those. I guarantee Coach Mose probably talks about that when he comes up here for the post game. But I can live with that aggressiveness. I think we want to get the tempo up, and when you want to get the tempo up, sometimes you're going to have some careless mistakes. But again, the defensive effort, the intensity, and again, we do it without fouling. You know, that's an art. There's a skill set to that, to when you're running and jumping and you're playing aggressive man-to-man defense, and you look up at the scoreboard and we have 1 foul in the first half. That means you're just playing really sound, fundamental defense. You're making life tough on the offense without putting the free throw line. That's huge.
And then you look on the offensive side as well for the Big Blue tonight. My goodness, they were making it rain from beyond the arc, and you know, you had to be pleased with what you saw offensively as well from Ashland-Greenwood.
You know, it's just the same beat of the drum, right, Tim? You know, sharing the ball, being unselfish, making the extra pass. Our guys are just so crisp on the outside. The ball moves, it doesn't stick. There's not selfish play out there where one guy catches it and he feels like he's got to attack and get to the rim. I just love how we execute offensively. I know that's been a point of emphasis for Coach Mose, of kind of improving the production at times. You know, I don't think that there's a lot to complain about the way we're playing offensively. You always want to look for ways to improve, but to me it just comes down to unselfish basketball, right? The willingness to make that extra pass, the trust that our guys have in each other on the offensive side, that they're going to receive that pass and they're ready to catch and finish, playing off of 2 feet, good free throw shooters. So, again, it's hard to find things to be unhappy about tonight.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really is, isn't it? I like that point, because this reminds me, when you think back to December 2, when the Blue Jays were just clicking on all cylinders, it reminds me a little bit of what we saw then. Not that we haven't played that to that level in January and February, but that just seemed to be the consistent performance every single night, and tonight they showed it again.
You bet.
So let's get into Mark Adell here. He's got some numbers for us. He'll break it down. This Blue Jay victory is their 19th on the season versus 1 loss. And Mark, what do those numbers look like?
Actually pretty good, as you might guess. We cooled off a little bit, especially from 3 in the second half. We were 31 of 51 from the field, though, still 61%. From 3, we were just 2 of 12 in the second half, 6 of 19 for the game, 32%. We were 6 of 11 from the line, 55%. They are not a bad shooting team, really. They didn't get a lot of shots, but they were 12 of 29 for the game, 41%. 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, 50%. Just 1 of 2 from the line. And, you know, we don't foul a lot, but Jake Sheaf may think that we don't get called a lot. Rebounding, we out-rebounded them 25-12. We beat them up pretty good on the glass, especially 11 offensive rebounds for us. And Dawson Teese, they just could not keep him off the offensive glass.
How many did he have? Do you know?
We had 5. He didn't play very much.
Yeah, right.
He had 5.
Well,
okay.
No, Jason was saying that. I mean, again, in the minutes, if you break it down per minute, he had a lot.
He did.
Yeah.
You know, you don't, in a blowout like this, you don't get as many minutes maybe. So our stats in general aren't going to look as good as maybe some teams where you have 1 star and plays the entire minutes and maybe they're a mediocre team. Turnovers. If you want to quibble, we had probably more than Mose would like, and again, that's almost cost us against DC West. We turned it over 12 times here, but they turned it over 23, and that was a big bugaboo for them, why they didn't get more shots, that and the offensive rebounds they gave up. So I won't be with you at Nebraska City. I'll be here.
All right.
So can you get them without me?
You know what? We're going to do our darndest, but we're hurting. We're hurting without you, but we're going to do our darndest.
Okay, I'll go up to Pierce, so I'll be with you there.
Good. Well, then we're going to need you, because they're both going to be tough. That's for
That's
sure.
right. We got to cut down on our turnovers, I think, to beat a team like Pierce.
Yeah.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah.
Well, there's one stat that Mark pointed out there. You said they were 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They shot 2 free throws the entire game. And again, I just go back to, we have a team that plays a tough man-to-man, in-your-grill, in-your-face defense. At times we extend it to the full court, and to play defense like that without fouling, what a luxury that is. You're not bailing them out. You're not putting them to the free throw line. And I think that's just something we do really, really well.
And everybody talks about Pierce's defense, and they don't like to look past Nebraska City, but if I were a betting man, at Pierce's defense, but I think we play just as good a defense as they do. I really do.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun one. Well, I'll tell you what, we got some guys here that are seniors. It's senior night, so we're going to get the 5 up here. We'll start with Brooks Kissinger's. What do you got, a little M&M's?
Peanut butter M&Ms.
It's so nice, because twice this year I had food, Jason, after a game, and Brooks comes up and he takes my food.
He does.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Tim.
Oh, you can't? Okay. So here's what I'm going to have you do. This headset, you're fine. We can hear you. Just uncover that ear. Can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. So let's get that camera on these kids here. No one wants to see us. We're going to swing it around. Hopefully we can see them now. All right. There we go. Okay. So, Brooks, hey, it's senior night. We want to do 5 seniors up here. But look, you guys came out tonight on last Friday night. It was a tough one. It was a war over there in DC West, but you came out here and you guys were ready to play. So talk about how you guys got ready to go up against Logan View tonight.
Yeah, coming in, we obviously knew they weren't the strongest team on our schedule. So we were focused on locking in during warm-ups, not messing around, and then just locking in during the game, paying attention to the details.
Yeah, Brooks, there was a stretch in the second quarter. I think it was like the last 4 or 5 minutes of that second quarter that I don't know I've seen us play better ball than that stretch right there, and I think a lot of it just had to do with our defensive effort.
Yep.
And again, I think the momentum really shifted there as well. So talk about the importance of, again, being locked in and causing havoc on the defensive side of the floor, and then how that feeds into the offensive production.
Yeah, during that stretch, we were flying around, getting the passing lanes, and that led to offense. When we're stealing the ball, we're just getting out in transition, and that's most of our offense. So defense leads to offense.
You bet.
Well, I'm going to ask each of you one question tonight, and that is, first off, a lot of basketball yet to play, but it is senior night. I want one memory of playing here in the Birdcage or playing at Ashland-Greenwood that you're all going to
just playing here, or
just your whole in your 4-year career.
I got two short things.
Yeah.
Playing at PBA last year, and then going to Mr. Basketball in Kearney. Just the memories we made and the connections that we had. It was fun.
Builds a
Love
team,
it.
doesn't it?
Yep.
Love
Love it, Brooks. All right, here we go.
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations on the win, Brooks Kissinger. Now here's Cade Bridges.
Hello.
And Cade, hello, buddy. You're going to have to, there you go.
Sounds
Keep an
good.
ear open.
He's a professional, Tim.
He
He is a
got it
professional.
down. Why did I doubt this kid? Hey, Cade, tell me a little bit here. You came out absolutely in fuego. 3 for your first 3 from beyond the arc. Tell me, you were feeling it a little bit, right?
The first half, I was feeling pretty good. Kind of cold down there going into the second half, but it is what it is.
You had a great night shooting overall.
Shoot or shoot. That's what we say, right?
Yep.
Yeah, keep stroking it, man. You got a great-looking shot there. Talk to me about the importance of, senior night, have mom and dads, grandparents in the stands. The season's kind of winding down, right? What is a game like tonight? What's that mean for you guys?
It's bittersweet for me because
Right.
my organized basketball is coming to an end, but just excited to see everyone here and just kind of get a win, especially.
You bet.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you all this.
Yeah.
A lot of basketball to play. We're not closing the books, but I want to know. Give me one memory here in your 4 years playing a little AG basketball since it is senior night.
Brooks said Mr. Basketball. I'd say going to Kearney last year. That was kind of a goon fest. So it was pretty funny too.
Goon fest.
We didn't go to sleep until like 1, 2 in the morning. Then we get up at 8 and win by 50. So
I was just going to say, and you still won it.
yeah, that was a pretty good memory.
Yeah.
That one will be in there for
I was wanting the definition of goon fest, but I think it might be you, me, and Jordan up here. We might be the goon fest on the radio
I
up here.
think he's-
So
We got you guys beat in the goon fest.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
definitely.
Sounds like you did last summer.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
bud, we've sure enjoyed it.
Yep.
And keep going. Keep
Thank
going
you.
hard.
Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
You bet.
one other
Yes,
thing,
yes.
Cade,
Yep.
we love having you in our district, man. You're a great pickup, great
Yep.
kid, and that's not just about what you do athletically. It's all the other components that you bring to the table. So love having you as a
Thank
Blue
you.
Jay.
Special district
And
to be
thanks
part
for
of.
bringing your parents with you.
Yeah.
You bet. Yeah,
You like
they
him,
do it
don't
right
you?
too.
I
See
do.
you guys.
I love 'em.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Luke Clark. He's coming up here, another senior. Hey, Luke, I'm going to steal Jason's question because he's so good breaking down the game. Tell me about senior night. Now, we're going to get to your favorite memory here in a second, but you tell me about senior night and what it's like to walk out here with your parents after 4 years of really working hard on the basketball court.
I mean, it's amazing but sad at the same time. I mean, at that moment, it just feels like it went so fast. I mean, I just remember freshman year watching, like, all the other past guys come out, and even last year seeing everyone come out. I mean, it's an amazing but sad feeling.
Yeah, talk to me about tonight's game. I mean, you're going against a Logan View team, young team. Probably felt like we were a little bit better than them coming into this game. But again, I pointed to a 4-minute stretch in the second quarter that we were just outstanding. So talk to me about how you guys kind of keep that level of play up and not kind of play down to your level of competition and why that's important.
I mean, it all starts with defense. When we're doing well defensively, that lets us get those quick stops, and then offensively, we just got to capitalize on that.
You bet.
And then I'm going to ask you as well your favorite memory here of the last 4 years. Boy, Mr. Basketball and Kearney's winning it. Can you give me something other than that?
I'd probably say, I mean, first of all, the whole season last year, everything was memorable. But when we went to Grand Island last year, it was basically the same thing as Kearney. But, I mean, we got to see, not only did we have the same memories as Kearney, got to play a good game, but then we also got to watch so many great players that were highly recruited. And then also what Kate said, just an absolute goon fest. When Kale said the speech yesterday about how if you watched us outside of school and you thought that we were a state championship team, you'd be absolutely wrong, because we're straight goons outside of basketball.
Well, the thing I love is, boy, that really builds camaraderie.
You
Doesn't
bet.
it? Builds a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, buddy, we've loved it. We can't wait to watch you play here for hopefully a lot longer as well. So, and do me a favor, can you get the hammer up here,
Yeah.
Jackson Ham? All right.
Yep.
Make sure we get him. He's
Thank
a
you,
fifth
guys.
senior. You bet, buddy. Thank
Thank you.
you for
Good job, buddy.
everything. And here comes Cougar Konzum. And Cougar, I just love so much about what you're doing. If you can't hear, just lift that mic there. There you go. We know that headset is dead in the headphones, but something you're going to be fixing down the road, because you're going into the engineering route.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you, we can talk basketball all day long. But you and I have talked about this, very proud of what you've done academically as well. Talk just a little bit about the academic side for just a moment about Ashland-Greenwood.
I mean, just quick, we got a ton of great teachers here. Mr. Valley's a great math teacher, does a lot of help. And then just a bunch of really smart guys.
I love it.
Yeah, so 33 on the ACT, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw a little math quiz at you right now, Coog. So you had a 33, and if you subtract like 15 off of 33, that probably equals my ACT score right there, Coog. So
Yeah, but this is the guy who goes on to get his master's and all this
hey,
other stuff.
it's all about the effort. No, I'm proud of you, and certainly being a student athlete is hugely important. I want to talk about your game tonight. It seems like you got off early, right? Got a couple buckets early, and that seemed to feed into you being aggressive offensively, knock down a three-point shot. So we've talked about your growth defensively. Talk about your offensive game tonight and kind of having that aggressive mentality.
I mean, I had a good game tonight, and I know Luke said it earlier, but it all starts with defense.
You
We
bet.
get in the mentality, we get in the break, we get some easier opportunities before they can set up, and it just lets us get going, and then we got that confidence and aggression moving forward where we can play to our best ability.
Fantastic.
I love how you buy into that, Cougs. And now the question I've asked everyone, your favorite memory here the 4 years.
I mean, I'm going to steal from Luke again here, but the Heartland Classic at Grand Island was awesome.
Are you going to call it a Goon Fest?
I might. I might.
You guys sure have had some, fun going to these away tournaments or basketball camps, and we sure had a lot of fun watching you. So thanks for coming up here,
Thank you.
Cougs.
Congrats, buddy.
Bet. Keep
Great
playing
job.
well. All right, buddy.
Thanks.
And we're hoping to get the hammer up here. We don't see him. So we're going to get Jake Mose if he wants to come on up here. Coach Mose, come on up. He also got a haircut.
Yes, he did. He's looking good, looking fresh.
Oh, what's the deal here? Your
Looking
whole team,
fresh.
You and Dane getting haircuts. I mean, did you guys get some sort of a message from someone? And yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Just take this here
Okay.
up. There you go. And pull it out. There you go. So, listen, Coach, nice win. You guys came out, ball of fire. Jason Leibel absolutely loves how you guys trap. Tonight you forced him to the sidelines. You do a lot of times, and it just worked to perfection. Talk about how you executed right out of the gate.
We came in and we wanted to keep the pace up. Obviously, after that first possession or two where we were defending for over a minute, we don't want to, sit in the half court and defend. And then we threw it away when we did finally get on that long defensive possession. So we just went to kind of some trapping stuff, and the kids did a really good job of getting the ball to the sideline and then taking the initial two passes away that we work on in practice. And we made them look deep and across the court. And so that led to a lot of deflections, a lot of, maybe poor passes for them. And I thought we did really, really well with our rotations and when to trap and where to trap. And it just created, obviously, a great pace that spilled over into the second quarter, kind of end of the first, and then through the second quarter. Went with some man stuff, too, and Drake got a couple tips and steals there in the backcourt, ignited us for some offense to get us going.
And just a crazy amount of tips and, just quick reaches, quick hands tonight. But the trapping was great. But even in the open court, it seemed like we were just hounding them. And you had to be pleased with that effort as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think what we can count on every night is our defense. And so we really harp on that and try and give them multiple things to do. To keep them engaged, to counter what the offense can do and what the offense has, and keep the pace going in our favor. And sometimes we do that a lot, and sometimes, we don't need to do it. And so this was a night where we kind of wanted to do it a little bit more.
Yeah, I told Tim over here there was about a 4-minute stretch to end the second quarter that I thought it was probably the best 4 minutes that I've seen all season long. And I think a lot of that, we talked a lot about defense, but I just felt that there was this added gear, right? This added level of intensity that we really got after it, forced some turnovers, got some easy baskets, and again, I thought that was critical. Again, got that momentum shifted. So kind of talk about that spurtability and, again, how that defense leads into offense and some easy buckets.
Yeah, 11 got loose on some of those traps in their offense and hit a couple threes. I think they called a timeout with 5:37 left in the second, and from that point forward they didn't score.
Right.
And that's kind of when we did a huge chunk of our damage. And it's kind of one of those things where sometimes for us things snowball in the right direction. And we've talked a lot about, when you make a poor play or have a breakdown on defense or offense, we got to just move on. And I think in the last couple games, we've had kind of stretches or sequences that haven't been quite as good, and we have several breakdowns in a row. And tonight, they kind of locked in, and we've been harping on, hey, a mistake's going to happen, but let's respond. They were able to just string together, play after play after play. But I think within that stretch, we still had a missed shot or a missed layup or various other things, and I thought they just responded well just to dig back in and do what they do.
Tell me, so that timeout came at 5:30. Tell me kind of what your message was to your guys at that point in time.
We felt we were doing a good job, and so we just said keep doing it. When the ball's in a spot where we want to put pressure on them, just keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you're taking the correct passes away. Make sure when you're on that weak side, you get to the midline and be there for a breakdown. And, honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of maybe coaching going on because they started from the get-go doing the right stuff. So there wasn't a whole lot to correct other than maybe, hey, find 11, and, hey, let's look for traps here and here because that's where the ball's going.
You bet.
And, just so you know, Coach, we talked to 4 seniors tonight. They all 4 really say the same thing. They understand that defense leads to offense. And defense, to get young kids to play it and to play it well is not always easy, but they buy into it. How do you create that culture so they are buying into it?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I mean, we spend a lot of time on defensive details. So I feel if we give them the tools to be successful, that they feel confident that they can do it. And then when they go do it to teams and they do it to good teams and they find success, I think that just creates that buy-in. And I think we do a lot of high-level defensive details. And I think we take pride in those things. We show film on those things. We show them the good things when we do it right, and we show them the things we want to improve on, and then we go practice those things. And so just that kind of teaching, correction leads to success, just like in a school subject or just like in any sport you would do, and that gets them to buy in to really go, hey, this does work, and then it kind of feeds into them. Along with that, we have some really, really good defenders just kind of naturally. They're quick, they're athletic, they're strong, they understand what's happening, and that helps.
Yeah, well, when it comes to breaking down the offense during the game, Jason does a great job. But when it comes to breaking down the defense, I have to take over because it's just totally foreign to him.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
They're just too patient, man. I mean, this like 4, 5, 6 pass type situation, making the extra pass, shoot or shoot. No, I'm just giving a hard time.
We didn't shoot enough threes, did we?
You did not, no. But no, I, in all honesty, I really enjoy watching how your team shares the rock. Right, they make that extra pass. We talked about Cade Bridge shooting a high percentage. A lot of that, he just doesn't take bad shots, right? He gets good looks, open looks. That's guys feeding him as well. And so I really enjoy how you guys play on the offensive side.
I think we moved the ball better tonight than we have in a lot of games.
Yep.
It got back to what we had seen previously in our season, and it had been a while since we had seen movement like that. And we try and tell them that just, one, it's fun to watch.
Right.
It's fun to play that way, too.
Yeah.
So.
You bet.
Well, Coach, congratulations on your 19th victory. And congratulations on the haircut as well. We're really happy about that.
I'm waiting for the Ty Carey mustache at some point in time.
You
What
got
do
that
we
coming?
got?
Keep waiting.
Okay. Not happening?
Not anytime soon for me.
Hey, Coach, congrats. We'll see you Thursday night.
Good job, Coach.
Thanks for calling the game, guys.
You bet, absolutely. Coach Jake Mose with win number 19 on the year. And, again, the Blue Jays win 74-30. And, fellas, I'll give you the final word, Jason.
Yeah, I was just personally really happy with the performance. Love seeing seniors go out on senior night like that. Again, I think you could just feel there was an added effort desire, intensity from our guys, you know. And again, I think we continue to be consistent at what makes us good. And that's, in my mind, that's two things. It's sharing the rock and it's defensive effort. And I think, you know, so long as we can continue that, we got a really great opportunity to make a heck of a run through districts and on the state as well.
Yeah. And Jordan, any final thoughts here on this victory tonight?
Hey, we're getting down to the postseason. It's a good crew up here. We love doing it. Blue Jays are playing well right now, and that's exactly what we want this time of year.
And by the way, not able to get tonight. We weren't able to get the Hammer up here tonight, but boy, we've sure loved watching him as well over the years.
I'm guessing the Hammer was probably back lifting weights, getting ready for football at the next level.
No
so that'd be
doubt
my guess. Yep.
That he is one tenacious
You
middle
bet.
linebacker and a great presence on the inside. Well, again, the Blue Jays win 74-30, and they are now 19-1. Logan View falls to 6-14. So for an incredible crew, Mark Adell, Jordan Wallman, Jason Leibel, I'm Tim Washburn saying so long. We'll see you.